Hey guys, Sean here, back with another CSGO video on how to become Gold Nova. Sorry about that. But anyways, today we're going to be learning how to use the drill card during marching band. But first, let's actually look at what a drill card looks like. For example, we have a drill card right here. Sometimes you can be indicated by your drill number. This means that on the field you are known as F4, as an example. On this chart right here, what the director sees, you are represented by your symbol and label, which is why you sometimes on the field will may be known as a drill number, F4, as an example. Right, first let's isolate and debrief the drill card. First up, we have set. So basically, sets are parts of the movement in marching band where you make shapes or different patterns. These sets mark the movements in between each shape or defined form. For example, let's look at this drill card over here on the right side. So this is what it looks like on set 22, and when I move this page over to set 23, a new shape has been made. These are your sets in between that will mark your movement, time, and where to go. Let's break that down. So, now that we have moved on from set, let's take a look at measure. Don't worry too much about it, it just basically indicates which set will be playing which measure. Don't worry too much about it. Next up, we have counts. Counts will represent the amount of time and steps you will take to get to your next set. For example, from set 23 to 24, you will be moving 16 counts to get to 24. And from 24 to 25, you will be moving another 16 counts. We will clarify with this later on. Next up, we have right and left. We will debrief this again later on, but basically note that right and left will give you your exact location of where you will be on the marching field. Please take note of it. Lastly, we have home visitor. Home visitor marks your vertical position. It marks where you are, how far or how close you are to the stands. We will clarify this later on as well too, so don't worry too much about it right now. However, before we can start working with marching band, first we need to clarify and understand parts of the football field. Notice here on the drill card we have behind home sideline. This can vary between instruments, but we also have things such as in front of home hash and behind home hash. Let's clarify it really quick. So, I have a Microsoft Paint sketch here that will help you understand parts of the football field. Right. So first, we have the front home sideline. The front home sideline can be clarified here, within this red circle. This is your front home sideline, and this is where drum majors will be conducting, or pit, which is the percussion, will be in front here as well. Also note that your directors, Mr. Martinez and Mr. Waltemath, will be here as well. Next, we have front hash. Front hash will be located here on the football field. Please take note that front hash is not front sideline. Sideline or front sideline will be located by the front. Front hash will be located near the middle of the football field. Will be your front hash. Next up, we have back hash. Back hash won't be used too often. I'm not sure if we'll use it this year, but in case of need, back hash will be located back here, where if you are further back in the band, you may reference this for your position. Lastly, we have back sideline. Now I've never seen this being used before, but just in case, back sideline will be located at the very back of the football field. You will most likely not use this at all, so don't worry about it. So just to clarify again, front sideline will be located here, front hash will be located here, and back hash will be located here. I like to keep a reminder to myself that hash is on the football field. Line will be at the ends, right here. Just a helpful tip. Next on the drill chart, let's talk about left and right. Now on this card right here of F4, we can see that on set 24, we are located on the right side. How do we find out if we're on the left or right side? That is a good question. So to explain, we reference the 50-yard line, which will be indicated here. Now, based on your position from the 50-yard line, this will indicate whether you're on the left or right side of the field. So let's just say you have the drum majors conducting here, and you have pit here. You can either be on one of these two sides facing here, facing towards the drum majors. So, from your relative location, from the 50-yard line, front ensemble here, your pit, or you have your directors here, Mr. Waltemath and Mr. Martinez. From your relative location looking to them, these people here will be located on the right side of the 50-yard line. Although technically it is the left side, from your location facing this way, you will be on the right side of the 50-yard line. So on the drill card, you will be on the right, which will be right. If you're on this side, although it's technically the right side, you will be on the left side of the 50-yard line. So this will be indicated on your drill card as left. Alright, next let's debrief inside versus outside. To work with this, we once again use the 50-yard line as a reference. If you are going inside, like reference on the drill card, you will be heading towards the 50-yard line. No matter which side you are on, when it says inside, you're going to be heading towards the 50-yard line. However, if you are on the outside, you will actually be going away from the 50-yard line. You will be going away from the 50-yard line, outside. Remember that? You'll be going away from the 50-yard line, just as a note. Alright, now it's time to slowly piece together the drill card one by one. Let's work with one of the first sets. Here, on set 24, we know that we are on the right. So, let's figure this out. From the 50-yard line, we are on the right side, so we are going to be somewhere located in this vicinity around here. Alright, next, let's clarify which yard line we are at. We are going to be at the 40-yard line. So, for a point of reference, we are going to be somewhere here, in this vicinity. This is where you will start. Next, we must figure out if we are going inside or outside. On the drill chart here, it mentions we are going inside. For inside, we are going to be heading towards the 50. So, we will be heading this way. We will be going towards the 50-yard line. It also mentions 4 steps. This basically means how many steps inside you're going to go towards the 50-yard line. You'll still be near the 40-yard line, but you're going to be 4 steps towards the 50-yard line going inside, if that makes sense. Let's break it down. So, we know that your direction is going to be going to the right towards the 50-yard line. However, the distance traveled mentions that we are only going to be going 4 steps. This means if you count so let's say count 4 steps going towards the 50-yard line. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll be somewhere around here. In this line right here, you'll be here somewhere. And lastly, let's clarify where our vertical position will be. So, for set 24, it says we will be 14 steps behind home sideline. To measure this, we will start from the home sideline, which will be right here. Sorry if this is confusing, I'll box it a little bit for y'all. You'll be counting 14 steps from the behind the home sideline, which means you'll be going back this way. So, counting 14 steps, we will estimate it to be right around here. Voila, you just found your spot. Although it may sound difficult at first, learning and understanding the drill book will become a lot easier during the marching season. And if you have any questions, please reach out to your section leaders, drum majors, or even the teachers themselves. Alright, now that we've learned a little bit more about the drill card, let's take a look at some drill. So, from set 24 to 25, we will be moving 16 counts. What this means is, in 16 steps, we will have moved from 24 to 25. Does that sound a little bit more complicated? Here, let me try and break it down for you. Now that I've put up the drill chart, we can take a look at where F4 is. F4 is right here, right where I circled. So, in 16 counts, F4 will have moved from 24 in 16 counts. So, when we look at the next set, 25, F4 will have moved 16 counts and have made it here by the 50-yard line. Reference here saying 50-yard line. F4 will then again move 16 counts to 26, which will take them back. They will do all these moves in 16 counts. This means they will only be able to take 16 steps with the tempo provided. To clarify a little bit more, I have the drill video pulled up here of this year's coming show. To reference, let's take F4 right here as our example. Remember how I was stating the drill card was 16 counts per? Let's take a look at that again. So, from set 24, F4 will move 16 counts to 25. Then, from set 25, F4 will move another 16 counts to 26. This will be repeated multiple times following 16 counts and 16 counts. Let's make it make a little bit more sense. Pay attention to sets 24 through 26 being moved, which will be referenced at the top of this video here. Set 24 to set 26, please keep count. And here is F4 here as a reference. The flute here on the very right. Did you notice that? F4 moved a total of 16 counts per set within the tempo given. So although the drill chart may seem difficult at first, later on during the season you'll get to learn more and more about the drill chart and understand how valuable it is to you. Anyways, that was my introduction to the drill chart, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.